So I have a lot of friends living in New York City. I have a lot of friends that work in finance, hedge funds, private equity, you name it. And obviously they talk to me about crypto, especially if they don't know about it. And they're like, Mike, like one of them the other day was like, bro, Bitcoin. He's a smart guy. He manages like $170 million. I'm not gonna say his name or anything. I'm not gonna dox him like that. That's actually pretty common in New York City. It's like a small hedge fund, believe it or not. But anyway, he was like, Mike, what do you think of Bitcoin? What's going on? I'm on my way to Colorado on vacation, and why did Bitcoin $60,000 last week at some point? Now it's like around $71,000. By the way, don't forget to like, subscribe, and sharing is caring these videos. I do it for y'all. Anyway, back to the story. He's like, Mike, what's going on with Bitcoin? I'm like, listen, man, this is part of the volatility, right? We understand about Bitcoin is a lot of these people that are rich off of Bitcoin aren't geniuses. All they did was buy it when it was very low value and kept holding it. Some of them sold at a huge profit. Some of them just took out loans as the value of the asset increases. And as many of you know, if you live off of loans, this is what the wealthy do. As long as the assets keep going up in value, you can indefinitely just never pay it back, depending on the loan type, obviously, and just keep taking out a bigger loan as the value of the asset keeps going up. So anyway, a lot of these people that got into Bitcoin in 2010 to 2013, it wasn't a straight line. A lot of you think, oh my God, these people got rich a year ago in 2025. No, that's not what happened. A lot of them held through a lot of shit. There are stories of people that basically wanted to end themselves. I hope I don't get let me not get that conversation. They wanted to not have themselves consciously on this planet anymore because they made a decision of, oh my God, Bitcoin crashed from $5 to 20 cents. I'm gonna sell it all, and then come to find out it goes to like $20,000 in 2017, and you guys know the story: $60,000 in 2020, most recently $126,000. But the point being is this: that it wasn't straight up. It wasn't a straight line up, right? It was like, okay, goes up to like $10, crashes to 30 cents, goes up to $100, crashes to $5. It goes up to $1,000, crashes to $68, right? So if you understand that, you have to have the stomach and the patience to do this kind of shit, right? And on top of that, there's a lot of other projects, right? So 50% of crypto millionaires, right? The market, crypto millionaires, 50% of them, or a little bit more than that, are actually altcoin millionaires. That means they made their millions in Ethereum, in Dogecoin, in other altcoins, Solana, etc. People that bought Solana at like 20 cents and held to like $300. You have to understand that, sure, it wasn't 15 years of Bitcoin, right? And it was kind of a proven track record because Bitcoin was the mother spaceship. But to be a long-term investor, somebody that understands conviction and does well and researching as well, is the difference between somebody that just used Amazon in the mid 90s or late 90s when it first came onto the stock market. What's up, everybody? Just coming in. And the people that were like, you know what? I want to buy Amazon stocks in 1998, and then the big crash of the 2000, right? The tech.com bubble where everything crashed like crazy. So believe it or not, I know Amazon is the world, financial powerhouse to buy and sell shit, but it wasn't always that way. When I was a kid, it was a place where people used to buy books. We didn't know who the CEO was. Oh, that's that bookstore online. A lot of people that were smart and had patience, you know what they did? They bought and they held Amazon through the crashes. They're not going to tell you this. Now it's a Mag 7 company, but Amazon crashed 50%, like 9 times, something like that, in its history before it started going parabolic and it became the powerhouse it is now. So if you think of the crypto space the same way, we're at $71,000 for Bitcoin specifically right now, the price point about that. That's about a 45% crash because the high was on 126, and half that would be around $60,000, right? If you hold Bitcoin through all of this, right? Like Andrew Tate, hey, whether you like him or hate him, he bought $2 million of Bitcoin when it was at $65,000 last week. Smart man, in my opinion. And it still went down. He wouldn't freaking sell at 60K. He held, and he's currently in the green. So if you understand that these are long-term investments in the the Amazon of the future, in the internet of the future, you're not going to freak out. If anything, if you go back in a time machine and you knew what was gonna happen with Amazon, every single time that Amazon crashed 50%, you know what you would have done? Knowing what would, obviously, again, time machine, you know what's going to happen, right? Hindsight is 2020. You would be like, yo, I'm buying tons of money. And guess what? People would call you fucking crazy, especially before smartphones. Because remember, all these internet websites, how do they become really big? Oh, thanks for being the first time in my life. But they became really big. Sure, the computer was cool, like the flat screens and all that stuff. But